Today I'm going to do a video about a poll that we actually did recently, asking people how long they're going to stay in Thailand or they want to stay in Thailand. And so today I'm going to talk about how you can do each one of these options that you're seeing on the screen for 30 days, for 90 days, for 6 months, for 1 year, and of course, forever. That was a funny one. Most people want to stay in Thailand forever. Okay, well, here we go. Let's jump right into it. And to do all of this stuff, we're going to use the Visa Advisor tool that we just created recently so that you guys can see how that works and try it out yourself for your country. All right, let's start with 30 days. So 30 days is pretty easy. I'm going to use, let's say, Canada here, because the amount of time that you can stay in Thailand is dependent on what country you come from. Okay, I want to stay for 30 days, 1 month, and my age is, let's say, less than 49 years old. So this tool is going to show you all the options that are available to you. So for Canada, let's say for Australia. Okay, here's Australia. Okay. And let's say for the United States as well. So we're going to try those 3 places. All right, so as you can see, for United States, we start with the first option. You can stay for 30 days with no visa. And this is for a lot of different countries, by the way. And so you can also get an extension to this 30-day, I'm air quoting visas. It's not really a visa. It's like an exemption to a visa. You just get a stamp in your passport. But you can extend that for 30 more days. So really, if you come from any one of the major countries, I think it's like 100 and something countries, you can stay in Thailand for 60 days without any visa at all. This means you can just pack your bags and come to Thailand. Of course, you got to have the Thailand pass, and then you can do that. So that's for 30 days. Let's look at some countries that you can't stay in Thailand for 30 days. So let's look, for example, China. So for China, and this information has been updated since October of last year. These are the rules for the various countries. So we actually update this tool with all the countries that have some kind of arrangement with Thailand. So as you can see with China, you can only stay up to 15 days and you can get a 7-day extension, which you may not get. Okay. But really, it's 15 days. Worst case, you get 7 more days, so you can stay in Thailand for 21 days. And I think the same situation is also for India. All right. And here we go with India. Same situation. You can get a visa on arrival, and that's only for 14 days, and you might be able to get a 7-day extension. So that's the 30-day stay. Let's look at a country without any 30-day entries. So for example, my original country of Jamaica, I picked that country, and there is no 30-day stay in Thailand. I have to just jump and just get a 60-day tourist visa. All right, so that is the situation with the 30-day stays for countries. There are a few countries, for example, like, by the way, let me just say this, Argentina. Okay, there are a bunch of countries. As you can see, Argentina has a special arrangement with Thailand. All you Argentinians, you lucky bastards, you can stay up to 90 days with no visa, and you can actually get a 30-day extension afterwards. So you can get up to 120 days. I think it's Argentina, Peru, and a couple of other South American countries, but not Mexico. So okay guys, let's move on to the 90-day option for people who want to stay in Thailand for 90 days. And I think that is a sweet spot. That's like a nice period of time. Countries like Vietnam, not Vietnam. Vietnam doesn't give you 90 days. So let's jump into the Visa Advisor again, and let's look at the United States if you're coming from the United States. So as we said before, you can get the 30 days with no visa, but for 60 days or more, then you have to get the standard tourist visa. And we do process a lot of those for customers. Almost every day we're working on tourist visas for customers. And it's a 60-day visa, and it says 60 days, but you can actually extend that in Thailand again for 30 more days, and then that gives you the 90 days that you are looking for. Okay, so that's a 90 nice days in Thailand. Border runs, if you want to stay longer than 90 days on a tourist visa, yeah, you have to do a border run. Now you can do an overland border run, that is just go to the border of, let's say, Laos or Cambodia or Myanmar, any one of those, or Malaysia, for example. You can just travel on land to any one of those borders in the 4 countries surrounding Thailand, and you can visit a Thai embassy in one of those countries and get another tourist visa in like a day or two. Okay, so you could plan a nice little trip, but the problem with that is that you can only do that like once or twice for the whole year, and then you're done, right? Whereas if you were to fly out of Thailand, let's say you fly to Vietnam, or even fly to any one of those countries really, or a nice spot to fly to is like Bali or Japan or any one of those places with a good Thai embassy. You can do that like up to 6 times a year. Okay, so 6 times a year, that covers you for the whole year. You get to visit Southeast Asia a little bit, and you can do the border runs by flying in and out of Thailand. But just remember, again, for now, since the Thailand pass is still in effect, when you're coming back in Thailand, if you even stay 1 day in another country, you got to do that 1 day of quarantine if you're vaccinated. And also remember that a lot of these countries are still not entirely open as yet. A lot of people always complain about Thailand not being open, but Thailand has always been the first country in the region to open, and the country in the region that you can travel to even if you're not vaccinated. So stop complaining, guys. It is what it is. That's the way the world is, not how we like it to be. All right, so that's your 90-day stay in Thailand. You can do that by just getting a tourist visa. It's going to cost you about $50 US to $80 US depending on where you are in the world. And it's pretty easy. You show a bank statement, passport photo, fill out the form, bring your passport, done. You get your tourist visa at a Thai consulate. If you're doing it from your own country, we can assist with that, because you have to provide a bit more documentation and make sure everything is just correct. And we can apply for that for you. Just when you come to this page, click on this button right here to get the tourist visa. So that's your 90-day stay in Thailand. Okay, so what about your 6-month stay now? So 9% of the people want to stay for 6 months. How can you do that? Especially if you are, well, it doesn't matter what age. 6 months is 6 months. That is a little bit more difficult, and for that one, we do recommend you get the STV visa. Okay. So the STV visa allows you to stay. I don't remember did we cover this in the visa extension. No, we did not cover this into this visa tool, because the reason why I did not cover this in the visa tool is because the STV visa, we're not sure if they're going to renew it after this year again. Okay, so I did not cover that, but the STV visa actually allows you to stay in Thailand for up to 9 months. So that is actually it's actually 3 months. So 3 months at a time, and you can renew it twice more. So the downside to the STV visa is that you have to you cannot leave Thailand in that time that you're here, and you have to leave Thailand once the visa is done, and you cannot transfer to another kind of visa again. But we got quite a few clients asking us for these STV visas, and we have processed quite a few of them already, and successfully, I may say. And people are enjoying themselves in Thailand, and it is what it is, and it's a good way to spend up to 9 months in Thailand without having to border run or anything like that. Okay, so let's jump to 1 year now. So 1 year, there are a variety of ways to do that. With 1 year, you can actually use an STV visa, exit Thailand, then have a tourist visa. That is one way to do it, right? Um, but we would say if you want to stay in Thailand for a year and you're under 50 years old, then I would recommend like getting an education visa, for example. Okay, so education visa allows you to learn Muay Thai, self-defense, Thai language, which to me maybe is the most boring one, but the easiest one. Okay, and cooking, and also scuba diving. By the way, yeah, there's like 5 different types of education courses. But a lot of people forget also like the most important one is that you know what, you can actually go to university in Thailand, and what this means is that you can get a degree here at the university, and that will get an education, give you an education visa for each year that you're going to college here. So if you're doing a 4-year visa, 4-year college education, you get an education visa for 4 years. Okay, so education visa is a good way to do it, but we would say that you should kind of sincerely be wanting to learn something and not just doing it because you want to stay in Thailand. So yeah, you may want to stay in Thailand, but what I would suggest is that also sincerely learn something. It'd be good for you to get into it, so you're not like bored and start to skip the classes, and then if you want to renew it for another year, you can't, because especially with Thai language, people are going to test your Thai language at the end of the course to see if you're actually learning anything, and if you're not, then they say, oh, you're just using this as a front to get your visa, and that will be it. Of course, there's also the retirement visa. Okay, this is what country is this? United States. Okay, so if you are over 50 years old, all right, there is the retirement visa that you can get as well. Okay, a 1-year retirement OA visa, and you can apply for that in your country, or when you arrive in Thailand, which is the easiest way, and we do a lot of those as well. My partner, Miss P, actually gets the whole retirement visa done in like 1 or 2 days, and you're done, you're finished. There's no need to pay a huge deposit to some weird agent or something like that. They don't take away your passport, and you don't have a passport for weeks or months or whatever the case may be while they're, air quote again, preparing your retirement visa. No, we don't do any of that bullshit. Okay, you just come to us, we talk to us a couple of days before. Yeah, this is what you want to do, this is everything, this is what you need, and we get you all squared away within a couple of days, and you have your retirement visa, and you are ready to spend a year in Thailand. Of course, there's the so let's move away from the 1 year thing, because now you can see the retirement visa is for 1 year, and let's go to those people who want to stay here forever. Okay, and forever is a long time, baby, especially if you're young. If you are under 50 years old, I mean, the option for you is, we recently wrote a blog post about this. Why are there not a lot of visa options for people under 50 years old? I kind of thought about it a little bit, and I think the Thai government just doesn't want people running around the country without working or going to school. I mean, I'm just a simplistic guy in my head, and I think that's what it is. And it makes kind of sense if you run a country and you want to promote certain kinds of behaviors and things like that, then, it kind of makes sense. So the way if you want to stay in Thailand forever, or a long time at least, you got to get a job here, or you got to start a business, or you got to go to school or something like that. So for you, it's the education visa, and then finally get a job here in Thailand, start a business, something like that. And there are lots of options to start a business, and it's not that difficult. I know lots and lots and lots, despite what everyone says. There's some kind of joke that people use, that the best way to lose a fortune into Thailand is to bring one here, or so. I don't know. That's something. It's true. Yeah, if you don't know what the hell you're doing, you can lose money anywhere in the world. Okay, I can tell you that for sure. But if you do know how to run a business, Thailand is an excellent place to start a business and run a business. All right, just don't come with preconceived notions. Get to know the culture, and you can do it. But anyway, that's away from this. So the non-B visa is the best way to stay in Thailand long term, unless you're retired. If you're retired, then if you're over 50 years old, then you can get that retirement visa, and you can renew it every year, and that's a good way to stay in Thailand forever. Okay, as long as you meet the financial requirement. If you're less than 50 years old, then you need to have a longer term plan, such as a business or a job, as we said before, and you should be fine with that. Okay, so that's how you can stay in Thailand forever. Oh, before I go, there's just one more visa. They're actually working on like a digital nomad visa and so on. The rules are not yet quite ready for that, so we don't have anything to say much about it until the rules are published. But the other visa that you can get is the elite visa, which is, have terms for 5, 10, and 20 years. So with that visa, you have to pay for that visa. It's anywhere between 600,000 baht and I think 2 million baht. It depends on how long you want to stay and if you have a family and so on. So for 5 years is 600,000 baht. You have to pay to the government, and you get a visa for 5 years. And if you have that money lying around, that's not really a lot of money. It's like under 20,000 US dollars. That's a good way to stay in Thailand, and then you can get another elite visa at the end of that period, or by the end of the time you would have figured out like a business opportunity or something like that you can start and stay in Thailand if you do want to stay in Thailand forever. If you just want to say, oh, screw it, I just want to stay here, get the 20-year elite visa. That's fine. If you are 60 years old, get a 20-year visa. You're going to be here forever because, let's keep it 100. You're going to probably die by the time you reach 80 years old, okay, or get near to it. So it's a very good option for you if you want to stay here forever. If you really want to stay here forever, start a business. Try to earn about 80,000 baht per month. And you can actually get Thai permanent residency and Thai citizenship quite easily. It's more easier than you might think. So, all right, guys, if you have any questions, if you want a consultation about the visa, we're having consultations, phone and Zoom consultations now. You can contact us on the website. Just come to our website and click on the request service and then book a consultation. It's only 2,500 baht for a 1-hour consultation with us, and then you can have unlimited email consultations afterwards as well for free. And of course, you can always email us at any time to ask questions about anything. We'll always answer that for free. Okay, but of course, we want to make money, so we're going to push you to the book a consultation because our time is also valuable, guys. Okay. So it was fun talking again. I haven't made a video in a little while. Please subscribe to the channel and like the video if you liked the video. If you didn't like the video, that's okay too. But we'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.
What are you waiting for?
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 Yes, correct. What are you waiting for? The world may not be in a great shape right now, but it's very possible to come to Thailand. It's actually easier to live in Thailand for a longer time than it was before. With One Smile can get you the right long-term visa, find a perfect house, open the local bank account, or even open the business here. So what are you waiting for? Click the link in the description below or go to bansmile.com and get started.